part of Zulu, which is part of that same history, you know, from transition from Spade to Zulu, you know, because Africa Bambaataa happened to be a black Spade before he became Zulu Nation, before he made the Zulu Nation what it is today, you know. We don't want to go through all this other stuff, but anyway, like I'm Black Spade, and that's what it is. And I'm Black Spade for life. I love graffiti, and this is something that I love doing. I have these 2 paintings on this wall here, which I done for this show, which it says lava in big black letters with a frog, which means a coquille. That's a Spanish frog, right? And then here I have another lava that I did, where like walls are cracking through the walls and drips and things like that did. You know what I mean? I do these like nothing. You know, I just did these 2 for the show. I've done many of these before, you know, in the past. You know, I've done many other shows in the past. I've always promoted most of my shows. But now I'm just honored to be at his show. You know, he included me into his show. So I said, all right, you know, let's go check it out and see where I've been here before. This is my 2nd time at 5 Miles. Yep. You know, my name is Lava 1 and 2. My government name is Albert Mercado. I have a documentary that's out, right? The name of the documentary is called The Avengers of Lava 1 and 2, Strictly Classic. Strictly Classic, you know? It's a documentary, and it's an hour long. You can play it on your DVD player or your computer laptop. It's $10 a copy. If you're interested in it, or you can call me and contact me at 347-752-6281. And if not, you can Facebook me. Request me through Facebook with friends. You know? I kind of mostly picked it up on my own, you know? Through, you know, my childhood while I was young. You know? I was always into art, liked it art. When I graduated from junior high school, I went to art and design, you know? I had to take a special test to get into that school, which I didn't fulfill it and filled it, you know, I didn't stay throughout the whole thing. Then later on went to Diva Clinton, where I graduated from Diva Clinton High School. You know what I mean? And a lot of writers that I've met back in my time that came from that school, you know? We always used to meet up at the donut shops in Mashouda Parkway, you know, and make our plans what we were going to do in the train yard that night, you know what I mean? Yeah, and those me and my old cats, like, you know, Phase 2, E163, you know, Dice 198, Purple Haze 168, Tracy 168, and many other writers, bro, that I was in contact with, you know? We used to go out there and tear them trains up, you know? Yup.
Very sort of introverted. I had a lot of problems with health and getting along with people and having relationships. So when I was just a kid, I really didn't fit into the world, and that's basically it. But I saw that this guy, Kilroy, during World War II, with a marker, he became world famous. You know, so like, being famous is something that almost a lot of people aspire to. You know, it's like, that's why celebrities are worshipped. It's crazy, but that's what it is. You could be, today you could be famous for nothing. You could be famous for being famous. But in any event, I used that as a springboard by writing my name, and it gave me sort of an identity that people looked up to because they weren't looking up to me in person. because I was, small, meek. I couldn't. I still have a lot of problems understanding a lot of things. Like I can't read an instruction manual. I was very bad at school. I can't hear right, so I can't speak right. Oh, just a lot of problems. But with graffiti, it levels that all out. People don't look at those things. They look at what you can do with your art. They can look at what you can do with your name. And I just want to say, it all started with a marker. So when I started, it was just markers. And spray painting trains came after me. Flint 707, he's well known for that. People confuse the two of us, but I was the guy with the marker doing the tags, writing the sayings, and trying to get people to think about what I was saying. Yeah, I wanted to reach people and make them think, because I grew up in the 60s. So the 60s were a time of change and revolution, and the system, the way it was like, do this, do this, do this. And we were really rebelling against that. I mean, I could never be in the military. I love the military, the guys that are protecting our country. We need them. I just can't take orders. I can't be under anybody. Today, I don't work for anybody, I work for myself. It's very hard for me because I think so differently. I actually do the reverse of what most people do, and I don't know why that is, but I do. I do the reverse, and that's how it is. Being a photographer, that's good. All the photographers go here, I go there, I get the shot. And I get the unique, different shot because they're all doing the same thing. So it works for me, and photography has been another outlet of mine that I just taught myself, and it's really great.
What's up? This is Flint 707, Diamonds Incorporated from Brooklyn, the belly of the beast. We're in the house right now. What's happening? How's everybody doing? Want me to look at you? Want me to look at the camera? Look right in. This is Flint 707, the belly of the beast, right here in Brooklyn, Diamonds Incorporated. We're in the house here. We have an outstanding pop-up show, and everyone's welcome to see some of our new stuff that just came out. I'm from Bushwick. I started writing in 1971 when it was a year of turmoil in New York, and Mayor Lindsay was in charge, and there was a lot of havoc. Vietnam War, and it was a time when we just had to bring our senses together and do something more powerful and bring out a dynamic message. Right now I'm doing several different painting projects. A lot of my stuff is video and animation, and I'm working on about 7 film projects. And I'm basically trying to compile all the many years of my artwork into a piece of work, a body of work where you get to see it on different levels, interact with it. You go to flint707.com, you can look at my interactive webpage. Also, realgraffitihistory.com is up and running, and that shows a lot of my images, posters, and a lot of the stories of who we are and where we come from and what we represent.
Anything else?
I just want everyone to just keep doing what they're doing, pass the torch. Graffiti will never die. Our art, our street art, that will never die. It will continue to evolve further and further, and not just here, but in other reaches of the world: Australia, Tokyo, Japan, London, Paris, Rome, all the sectors, Brazil, Mexico. It's just a big, big, booming sensation, and I want to thank everybody for being a part of it. In other places like in Amsterdam, it's actually illegal to paint on trains. They give you trains to paint on. They haven't reached that level here, but one day, hopefully it will. So we're all looking forward to that. And I'm not holding my breath, but I'm really excited about that. I'm really looking forward to seeing that happen soon.
All right, man. Good to have you.
Okay, peace. Thank you.
first thing that happened on the day he died was a friend called, and we're speaking, and she said, you know, I hope you're sitting down. I'm like, yeah, I'm laying down, what's good? She said, your boy, Prince just died. And the first thing I seen in my head was the scene of Darling Nikki. And I said, oh my God. And the beautiful one through my mind, because that's when he's laying on the floor and he's screaming. And it hurt me so bad, so I figured, and I had no canvas, man, nothing. So I had an art board, so I said, let me pour it out. So I created this piece. But I didn't want it just to be a piece, I wanted it to be more of like a memorial. And this piece right here is called The Beautiful One. So the lucky one who gets that. But it's one of the definite inspirations from the moment I heard that he died. And as you see, I love him. And I actually gave him a painting in '94 when I met him, and he signed an album I had. So, but he couldn't call him Prince. So he signed it with the symbol, the whole band. He says he can sign anything this man wants, and I gave him a painting. And I did a painting of him called 3 Chains of Gold for the Prince fans out there. And he liked it, and he gave me that. I have it, I treasure it to this day, along with the many, many concert ticket stubs that I've accumulated. So rest in peace, Prince, and this is for you. It was a titty magazine when I was a kid. It inspired me to put an art in the subway. I wrote mostly on letter lines. I started doing some murals and getting known and going and doing my artwork and doing shows, and it all accumulates together after a period of 14 years of being back in it. I probably started in around '74. I was done by '77, but I still come here to represent my art, my friends' arts, and you know, we know each other a long time. And it's been a really I'm not very self-promotive. I don't like to, like, you know, this is not my real thing to like talk to the public, you know. Only my insiders really get to know me, you know, so you know, it's what can I say?
What's the main way you sell your art?
I don't. You see, I don't really sell my art. I do it just for love.
You have a message like that when I see there's something going on.
It's part Playboy magazine with a train popping out and the chick. Okay, and that's where I got the idea from. That's, you know, that's like, that chick in that OUI comes from a magazine, but there's my tag. This is my tag, you know.
My name is Wayne Pierce. I'm from Brooklyn originally. I live in Jersey now, but I'm from Brooklyn. And most of my work is street art from New York City. Old New York City before neighborhoods are gentrified. I try to capture the flavor of the neighborhoods. Downtown Brooklyn, Lower East Side, Soho, Coney Island. You know, I try to capture the flavor of paintings. My website is waynepierce.com. If you want to purchase my work, you're free to do so. You know what? My favorite work is usually my last piece, because my next piece always seems to be better than my last piece. This is my last piece. That's my favorite right now.
Yeah. Is that real? Is that what
all my work is from photographs that I take myself.
Okay.
So I paint my photographs. So this is a photograph I took. You know, these are all my photographs. And I paint them in oil or acrylic. Usually in oil, though.
Very nice. All right, man. Appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. All right, legendary TV1.
Yeah!
Tell us about yourself and
All right, definitely. But TV1 is like I've been writing for a little bit while back in the 70s. writing mostly on the 1, 2s, and 3 lines. And I've been doing it for a while. I liked it. I was introduced by some friends when we first started out. My names were too long. So then I started converting them down to something small because like when I saw IN, that was a ballpark. So I said TB, that meant to bomb. But some people thought it meant something totally different. So I said, you know something, it's a quick way to write, tag, and do what I gotta do. And that's exactly what I did. But it's like I have many other pieces from different other places that I've actually done. But this one here, it took me a very little bit of time to do. I'm not satisfied with it, but you know something? I had to do something for the show, and that's exactly what I did. And so I always loved graffiti. I was introduced to friends, and once you start getting a taste of it, you start doing things that maybe you shouldn't do, but you do it for the love. You do it for the love of it. Some people do it for the fame, for the tagging, stuff like that. But I did it because I liked it, and I ran into other writers, and that's when otherwise not, it starts snowballing. And this is where I came to, like with Stan 159, got Flint, and a whole crew of other writers and stuff.
So you're from Brooklyn?
No, I'm from Manhattan, Harlem.
Manhattan, okay. Harlem.
Yeah, Harlem. I've been in Harlem almost all my life, but I lived in Bronx, I lived in Brooklyn, I lived in Queens, I lived in, except Staten Island, no. But I lived mostly a lot of different places, yeah.
And does tagging differ according to what borough you live in?
Well, yeah, no, it doesn't matter with the borough. You tag wherever you want to tag. It's not it had no lines, no borders. You just go for it. And I respect a lot of other writers who actually went and excelled further than I have, and they made their mark in a most amazing way. And I'm like, yo, but you always, as a writer, we always try to do what we can, and how we get our ammunition, our paints, and things like that, and the tools. Some of us even invented it. We did what we had to do to make it happen. You tag where you can tag, and some of us are so bold, you didn't care who the hell was around, you just do it. Because it was just like part of you, and you just do it. It had nothing to do about respect. It's a love.
So like, talking to some of the other guys, you could be a break dancer, a graffiti artist, and even a gang, right?
I guess you can, yeah. Well, from where I grew up, it was interwoven, but you know something? True graffiti artists stuck with graffiti. And there's sometimes you break off and you do other things, but yes, sometimes it's in you. Once it's in you, and you do whatever it can to actually make it happen. Some of us didn't even look for fame and riches and all that. We did it because we liked to do it. It was it wasn't always something to do. We liked to do it. And we did it. Like I was with Masterworks. Masterworks was Stan 153, and you had Knock, and you had myself, and a few other writers. Stan was ex-Vandal. Some people had their little cliques, but it took a lot to get into them. You have to be big. You have to show yourself that you are capable of doing whatever it takes to become a graffiti artist. It's not like those fake graffiti artists that you see on those TV shows that they're coming up with. Half of us don't know who they are and why it is. It's a money-making gadget, but we did it. It wasn't for money.
Next to me, this is Dennis Diamond. He's a phenomenal guitar player. And he came and blessed this show with his great playing. And I'm not going to give his history, but I'm going to tell you I've been playing with him since the 70s. And that's all you need to know. I've been playing, we did punk, we did reggae, we did rock, we did soul, we did funk. And, you know, I was talking to this guy, he was talking about the first metal bands he saw in the 80s. And they were doing that spandex and all that. And I'm gonna be honest with you, this man here got me in some spandex. You hear me? In the 70s. In the 70s. So this is for you. You hear me, Mr. Metallica? We were doing that in the 70s with the light, and you know where it came from? Smoke, lights, bubbles.
Pyrotechnics, yeah.
Came from this man right here.
Flash cannons, fire. Hold on. It was like, it was a thing. I mean, there was bands all around, so you needed to get noticed quick.
And it was the disco era, and everybody, Grant, what's that? Crown Heights of Fear, BT Express. Everybody was like grooving, and we was grooving, but we was grooving on another tip. And there was a group called Rock and Roll Outlaws, run by Scully and Mr. Undertaker Ash, and they gave us gigs and let us act stupid up in there. And we did everything from Prince's Bambi to, Sunday Papers, Bed Too Big Without You. We was playing, and this is a disco era. We was playing all that crazy shit in spandex with smoke, and he had lights all over him. He had LED lights all over him, running up and down his body. This was old school, and everybody talk about old school hip hop and old school that. I don't know what to call what we were doing.
Music. It was music. There was theatrics, but when you cut through all that, the music had to happen. I mean, people, all the visuals were great for getting attention, but we had to play. We had to be able to play, and we had to be able to say something musical, because there were a lot of people doing that, saying something or playing. Some of them didn't do that musically. They weren't saying speaking musically, so to kind of give us an edge, because we were all kind of young. I mean, we were in the 20s.
Yes, we were young. We were foolish, and we was crazy.
And if we wanted to get it, people were like wild animals. They were killing to get gigs. And if you wanted to get a gig, you had something to be interesting. So we did all that. We did, we did the fire, we did the explosions.
I got pictures.
We did the music, we did crazy shit, but people, this is almost 40 years later.
And we embraced the whole rock and roll basement band attitude.
Yeah, I mean,
and that's what we did.
We came out of the dojo of 2030.
Yeah.
Okay, that was the dojo for us. I mean, we came out of there. When Reed came out of there.
Melvin Gibbs came out of there. Marvin Gibbs came out of there. Ron Small, DK Dyson.
A lot of folks came out of there, and we were better for it. It was a house, and we just rehearsed. Everybody's configuration just rehearsed. And, we made our noise, and everybody on the block knew who we were, and we got that love, and so again, almost 40 years later, we're still doing it. Still doing this, thank God, and are willing to do it for a lot longer.
And my thing is, I just lost Dennis Davis, and I just lost Prince. So when I see this brother here, guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna hug him, because you know what? We don't know how long we got here. And if we can do what we did tonight, God bless us. You know what I'm saying? Because we can do what we did tonight. But that brother can't do it no more. But we can. We can still give love. And that's what we want. We want people to understand that we love each other. And it's not about, trying to play a top 40 record. It's about playing music.
That's what it's all about. So, I gotta get out there.
No, you can do me. I needed that, So now we're going to talk about graffiti. Here we go. Here's the story. So it was like 1969. I'm not going to lie, you get something special here, my brother. It was like 1969. I was a knucklehead from the Bronx who had no clue. I like drawing comic books. I like, reading comic books. But this whole writing on a wall thing started in school. And there was magic markers and writing on the walls and doing dumb crap. And you have to understand, and when I say 1969, I'm not lying. So there was nothing else there but gangplank. And that's what I was looking at. You know, if you look at that old movie, West Side Story, you see the jets and the sharks. I paid more attention to what was on the wall than the dancing and the singing. I liked that. I went to be a gang. So I started writing on the wall, not to be famous. I wanted to be a gang. I wanted to be my own gang. So I was a gang of one. That I went to every neighborhood and I wrote my name. But I'm talking walls, not trains. 69. 70, still writing on walls. Got better markers, got better style, because I've been doing it. Writing on concrete is not as easy as you think, especially on the fly. But I got better markers and I kept doing it. Then I found spray paint. I'm growing. Now I'm doing spray paint. And I'm still doing tags, no pieces yet. This is 70. And now I grew to spray paint. Writing my name. But then I was bigger because I got spray paint. And you learn how that can control, you start getting better. And then I'm in a train station. I said, oh, I'm gonna hit the train station. Oh, here comes the train, I'm gonna hit the train. It wasn't like, oh, let's go pieces. Not back then. It didn't exist. But now we're painting on trains. Now we start doing experimentation. Okay, I bought this can, I stole this can of paint. And I don't like the top. Let me go into the grocery store and find the top I like. Niagara spray starch. Foam oven cleaner. Now you get a line like this. We're still just writing our names. Now you can write with a foam top, you can make it that thick. Put the original top back on and outline it. Now it's getting funky. Now it's getting funky. Still just tags, and now we outline it. Well, if you outline it, it doesn't sit right. You gotta put a background on it. So now you spray the background first with the jet foam, you spray a cloud, and then you put your tag on it, and then you outline your tag. And now you got the beginning of what they call a piece. And it kept growing. What I did was I joined UGA in 1972. And we did Bruce Coupe Ballet, and we did a lot of the early shows. As a matter of fact, the first graffiti show in the gallery ever on this planet was done at the Razor Gallery in Soho, 1973. And it was a major gallery show. Who was across the street? Andy Warhol was across the street. At Circle Gallery, this is West Broadway in Soho. He closed down his show, came to us. All that work sold. We were on every newspaper, every magazine, all of a sudden now we're famous. This is 1973. This is before Keith Haring. This is before Basquiat. 1973. Second person on this planet to sell a painting in a gallery as a graffiti artist on the streets. Right here. And I was raised a gallery. We did the first museum show. We brought the stuff to Europe. We opened the world to what graffiti was, which was an art form that changed all art forms. Because you can't name any other art form that came from the street kids. Change the world. Go to Africa, see New York style graffiti. Go to Russia, see New York style graffiti. Go to Japan, see New York style graffiti. Name another art form that made a change like that. And it's before hip hop. You know, it's before all that. And I'm proud of that. I'm proud to be a part of that history, of that growth, of this new art form. Now they call it street art, and they call it all these other names. But you know where it came from? It came from us. These guys in this show running around with magic markers back then. with no clue what this was going to become.
And that's it.
And that's it.